The Dads That Game radio podcast is brought to you by Video Games Monthly. Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service that delivers retro video games to gamers who own classic gaming systems from the 1980s through 2000s. And the best part is, you keep the games. Check us out at videogamesmonthly.com.
Live from his wife's basement, still gaming into their elder years. This is the Dads That Game radio podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Michael Wolf and William Small.
Welcome to the Dads That Game radio podcast, the musical episode where Will will sing every single line. It's what you said.
I don't know about that.
It's what you said. So why would you say it if it's not true? Like stuff.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like stuff that I say. Yeah, I'm just saying that would just be ridiculous. Hi. Yeah. It's another week, another show. 113 to be precise. If you want to find us, go to www.noobsandpros.com. That's NOOBS and A&D pros, PROS.com. Also, please check us out Thursday nights on the Podcast Radio Network. Thank you for everybody that listens on there. Please support the Podcast Radio Network. You can use the Crikey app. Crikey is KRYKEY. Tune into 102.6. Tune in. All you have to do is just type in, download the TuneIn app and then type in the Podcast Radio Network. You can find our shows there, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Also, please make sure you like us on iHeartRadio. We are now on iHeartRadio. And then also thank you to our friends at Player One Coffee. Visit their website, playeronecoffee.com. If you want to save yourself some money, please type in Dads That Game at checkout if you're a first-time user of theirs, and you can get 5% off your order. So thank you to them. A lot that happened this week. A lot of crazy stories. A lot of interesting stories. You know, it's Monday night. Normally we do record the show Sunday mornings. I was thinking we should probably just wait until Monday nights from now on, because so much news happens Sunday nights. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, weird things just kind of like blow up that otherwise, you don't see until like the last minute. So
right.
Maybe. I mean, it doesn't.
Maybe
it may be the new thing.
Yeah, maybe this will just be our new thing, honestly, because I feel like because there was obviously things that happened during the weekend, but then it's like there was like crazy stories coming out Sunday night. Like obviously, like Evo wrapped up this week. Evo was really cool to watch this time around. Especially because we actually Noobs and Pros has a fighter that we sponsored. Sending down there. His name is Dupree. He's also known as Black Vegeta in the gaming community there. Apparently he won the King of the Hill competition and just got a crazy amount of fight sticks and really cool stuff. If you're not following him on Facebook, go follow him. He's an amazing fighter. Dragon Ball Z fighter, that is. I know every time we have a competition, it's pretty much just game over when he shows up. I fought him once. And needless to say, I don't even think I did any damage whatsoever to him. Like it was just embarrassing on my behalf. So I told him not to hold back, even though like he had 3 characters and just destroyed me. Like just every like chance I could do anything. But I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fighter. Like I like the game. I enjoy learning things, but it's really weird lately because I've actually been trying to get into Guilty Gear XRD. Yeah. Like I've been really trying lately, and I'm getting pretty good. Like I've normally like I'll play games on normal. I'm actually able to play this game on hard. So yeah, I'm getting okay. I'm guessing once I get online, that's probably going to be a different story. I'm probably just going to get crushed and I'll cry in a corner. But I'm trying to learn the game, like how to use, the combos and punches and things like that. And I've been studying and trying to get good at that. Because I would really like to, this is my plan. I would really like to go to Combo Breaker next year and compete. Yeah. Like I'd like to be a competitor. Even though That's probably cool. know that some Chinese or South Korean kid will probably just crush me. I would still like to go and try. So even though I'll be 37, and I'll probably have probably some 15-year-old just stomp me one of these days. But
right?
I don't know. I mean, I have a year to plan for it. I mean, it's not until next August. Well, I mean, probably next. When did we go?
So
May?
What you got to do is pick your game and then just only play that game
pretty much
all the time,
and
just get really good at it. And that's hard.
Yeah, which if you know me, I get distracted at a gust of wind when it comes to video gaming. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, shiny. Yeah. Especially this week alone. Dear God.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games coming out this week. It's ridiculous. Like, this is, I would say, like, we've been kind of a dry spell for a while, and then, like, they're like, hey, video games. Yeah. So, hide your wallets, apparently. But, I mean, obviously, let's get into weekend release. Let's talk about it, because there's a ton of games, obviously, coming out this week alone. In the news today, we're going to talk about, EA is back in the picture, but we're going to talk about their streaming service that just went live a couple days ago. I'm gonna leave it to the story, obviously, because I really want some honest opinions from you and from our audience if they want to participate as well, of whether or not this would be something that you think would be worth it. Because I actually checked into it, and to me, it seems like it would be worth it per what you're going to get with the service.
Right.
But it's just my opinion, obviously. If you're like, no, don't do it. Funny story, by the way. Brian from News and Pros, love him. We're part of the group. He's accepted us, wholeheartedly. Funny guy. He's been on the show a couple times before. Funny story. He actually played Destiny 2 today because he was like, well, I heard it was, somebody told me that, with the new missions and stuff like that, it was worth checking out again. And then I was like, hey, Brian, I was like, please let me know if it's worth forgiving and getting back into. And then I got a message like probably an hour later. He's like, no, it's still crap. So I was like, oh, thank God. It's not just me that, I walked away. I finally walked away from the relationship is what I'm saying. Yeah.
We have we have our mutual friends that are diehard still. And they just, they've got the rose tinted glasses on, and I get it. I could jump into that game and play it for an hour or two and actually be like, yeah, I understand why I keep getting sucked in.
Yeah.
But if I play for a couple days and I'm like, I hate you,
right.
Just go away.
And not
only that, but the grind apparently to get the 400 gear is insane.
Yeah. Well, and the problem with that game though is like you love it and then you start hating it and then you start hating yourself for liking it.
Yeah, exactly.
I told you, it's an abusive relationship. It really is. Yeah.
It is for all of us because we want to walk away, but then something shiny just
well,
gets
I know, but you let
us.
it walk all over you, and that's we've been preaching that forever, is that you let this game walk all over you. You're basically telling them like, hey, it's okay, I changed myself a little bit. Don't worry.
It's fine.
Okay.
Just, whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I got some new shaders that you can delete, babe. Oh, okay. Yeah, you see, like another 2 weeks of my life. I walked away, and I think I've been a lot happier because I've really reinvested in games, like my back catalog worth of games, and I'm like, oh my God, I was like, where have I been?
That's what I've been doing, and I gotta say, I've been playing just tons of Dying Light again. Yeah. Like I said, I think last week, as we were talking about, is what we've been playing.
Yeah.
And at this point, I've got 2 out of the 3 trees maxed out. And I didn't do that my first playthrough because this time I've been taking my time and just paying attention. And, it's just agility that I'm working on now because it's the hardest thing, surprisingly, since you climb everything. It's the hardest thing to level up. But my goal is I'm at the last mission to finish the initial part of the game before you do the DLC.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to click on it and go into it and do the last fight until I get all 3 trees completely maxed out. So there's tons of repeatable DLC quests and stuff like that. But it's like you said, I'm spending all my time focusing on
other stuff.
The things that, that are really good out there.
Well, and I just feel like a lot of people, look, we've talked about this before. I don't hate the game. I hate what they do to you and what we've allowed to do to us. But I feel like a lot of people, they have FOMO. They have the fear of missing out. And I feel like a lot of the times that pulls us back into games, but it's honestly, I've been at the point where it's like, that's kind of what I've really been telling myself is like, what have I been missing out? Like just crap, basically just being abused over and over again. And like I went back in and I never finished this game, but I'm glad I finally got back into it. But I've been playing South Park, The Fractured But Whole.
It's great.
It's great. Yeah, I cannot.
It's not as good as the first game story-wise,
but I'm still having a lot of fun with it. Like I think the combat system's really fun, and the story's really funny, and it makes me smile. It makes me feel good, So
I agree.
Yeah, I would just say do things that make you feel good. Like seriously, stop letting companies basically walk all over you, and let you treat like this. Honestly, it's like if you're not getting what you want out of a video game, there's other video games.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk away from it.
Yeah.
And don't look back. That's the thing. If you look back, just like in whatever that story is in the Bible, you'll get turned into a statue made of salt.
What's that story in the Bible?
That'll be what happens.
I like how you said that. You're like that story in the Bible. Like, yeah, it's somewhere in there. I don't know, somewhere in the back. I don't know. Figure it out. Read the Bible.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
People leaving a city and they're not supposed to look, and then they look. And
I really don't want to get those letters, dude. Seriously, stop it. Like seriously.
Well, that's what happens. Yeah. Don't look at the video game. Just walk away.
Right. Well, I didn't get any letters about the Fortnite comment I made for, saying that it was in the Bible that you should buy your kids Fortnite skins. So, I think we're safe. Yeah. I think it's safe in this show to we can poke fun at religion sometimes. So, yeah,
a little bit,
just a little bit
here and there.
Yeah, got it. But yeah, no, like I would say, obviously, I would just say that's probably be my advice for anybody in life too. Like honestly, if like you're not getting what you want out of the relationship, walk away. There's billions of other opportunities in this world, that you can go, find yourself. So don't just get stuck with one. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But let's talk about obviously games coming out this week. Really, there's a couple of them I'm really intrigued by because there's been getting amazing reviews so far.
Yeah.
And then there's other games that obviously will tie in with the EA Premier service too, which I'm kind of interested in actually doing because it's honestly priced not horribly. So we'll see. But obviously let's start off with today's date, which is the 6th. You can get yourself Loot Monkey Bling Palace on Nintendo Switch. That is an interesting name. It almost reminds me of Monkey Ball, but it has nothing to do with it. And then starting tomorrow on the Switch, you can get yourself Super Blackjack Battle 2 Turbo the Card Warriors. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds epic.
That just sounds like just Texas Hold'em to the extreme, man. Like, what are we going to call our next?
Right.
What are we going to call our next Hold'em game? I don't know. So, and then another huge game, which obviously this is what I was talking about with the EA Premier service, Madden NFL 19 coming out tomorrow. PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. This is the first time they brought it back PC ever, or in a long time, I believe. So, yeah, it's going to be on PC this time around, so get excited, because obviously they'll be able to tweak all the graphics.
On a scale from 1 to no. No,
I don't. No. I would actually say this would be probably a good solid 7 for me, to be honest with you, because I've been playing a lot more stuff. Yeah, I've been playing a lot more stuff on PC than I have on the console, to be honest with you.
Oh, I just meant like a football game in general. I don't play sports games.
No, I get you. I'm just thinking. I think if you had, EA Premier though. Yeah. I don't think it's such a tough pill to swallow at $60. So I don't know. I don't know. Also on the 7th, you can get yourself Flipping Death on Nintendo Switch. That is an indie game.
I played that.
Yeah, it's been on PlayStation 4.
PAX.
Yeah, it's been on PlayStation 4, so I could definitely see that.
I believe it's the same people that did that game way back called Stick It to the Man.
Oh, okay.
I think it's same people.
It does look
almost exactly the same.
It actually it does look exactly the same as Stick It to the Man, except for I think you're the Grim Reaper. Nice. You can get yourself In Between on the Nintendo Switch, Slamland on Nintendo Switch, Overcooked 2 on the Nintendo Switch, which is obviously the follow-up for Overcooked, which is a cute and whimsical game for multiplayers. Now, this has been getting a lot of buzz, like a lot of buzz. They're saying it's kind of a Metroid Castlevania-ish game. Dead Souls, I guess, would be thrown in here as well, because there's like a dying mechanic. But it's coming out on Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. And I would honestly say this may be the game of the week, to be honest with you, because everybody's already giving this game like 9s and 10s. But it's a game called it's a game called Dead Cells. I posted on our Twitter page a little blip about it, which actually looked really cool. I have no idea what it's about. Besides, obviously, it's kind of a dungeon. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a dungeon crawler. Like it's
a procedurally generated dungeon crawler,
right?
Side scrolling. Like it's a roguelite game where you do have permadeath if you die, but you can retain any skills that you learn every time that you progress.
Okay.
Plus, you can get things that like power ups that make it so that like when you die, you don't lose all of your money. You just lose some of it. But it's a weird premise because you have no head.
Yeah.
So, you're like a body that has like a fire kind of thing for a head, and
it's like almost like a port for an eye.
Just weird, but
yeah,
it's cool in the way that there's many ways to deal with different situations. There's all kinds of different weapons and things, and they're saying that it doesn't reinvent the wheel, but that's not the
point.
Necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
That it takes so many pieces of other really great games and combines them together to actually make one cohesive whole.
Sure.
And it said that one of the best things is that there's a story, but the game pokes so much fun of it at itself that no one really cares. Like you're walking apparently at one point and it's spray painted on a wall, "Get good," and you think it's some kind of spell or incantation apparently.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm looking at the pictures. Like I'm looking at the pictures right now, and like there's potions that you can recover 25% of your health every time you die, 25% of your money when you die. So I'm guessing you're gonna die a lot in this game, but I think that's kind of the point. So
it is. It's a lot of like trial and error, trying to figure things out, and then you died. Oh no, well you'll start back in the same room, but at the same time, like the dungeon, like the way that the map expands and the different biomes and stuff, they kind of they trail into different directions. For every person, it's going to be different. So it seems like something that you could sink a ton of hours into. And it's cool that even if you don't have Switch, it is available PS4, Xbox. It's on everything.
Yeah.
So, I would recommend it on whatever console you have available.
Well, they said it's only on Xbox One and Switch. I didn't see anything about PlayStation 4. Well, no, I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, PlayStation. Nope.
I thought it was PS4.
You're right. Yep, PS4 and Linux. Way to hang in there.
Oh, Linux. Mac. That's the way to go. Everybody just go play it on Linux.
There you
That's
go.
It, hands down.
Because God knows those people are still around. Continuing on the 7th, though, you can also get yourself Minecraft Story Mode, Season 2. That's it for the 7th. How long are we going here? Oh, to the 11th. Got it. You can get yourself Minit, M-I-N-I-T, Minit, on Nintendo Switch. That actually looks really cool. You can get yourself Unexplored on the Nintendo Switch. Subara City on Nintendo's Subara City, S-U-B-R-A City. Why does that make me think of Sbarro? The pizza place?
Sbarro. Yeah, I was going to say it's just a whole city of nothing but pizza place.
I don't know. I don't know why I just thought of that. Like Sbarro? Okay. That's on Switch. Blobcat on Nintendo Switch. Megaton Rainfall. I have no idea what that's about.
That is a really weird looking game. I looked it up to see what the heck it is.
Yeah.
And you're a superhero and you fly around at super speeds around a world that is scaled to the size of the actual world.
Okay.
And you have to try to blow up giant spacecrafts trying to destroy the planet.
Okay, cool.
Really weird.
Like I have no idea. Also, you can get yourself the amazing Shimigami Heroes in Love on Nintendo Switch. There you go. You can get yourself Shut-Eye on Nintendo Switch. Monster Hunter World finally coming over to PC. I've been hearing pretty good things about that, the transition over to PC. Okami on Nintendo Switch. Mini Metro. Actually, I'm sorry, that was it for the 9th. Starting on the 10th, you can get yourself Mini Metro. Now, here's a game that I never thought I would see the light of day of. I'm finally happy it's coming out. I don't know if this is going to be a day one for me, but I am excited to see it. But We Happy Few. Finally Finally coming out. Looks beautiful.
It does?
Yeah.
It's gone through so many changes from when it was first in early access.
I would definitely say that.
It's like they kind of stripped it down and said, okay, I think our original premise didn't work. Let's rehash it and try to make it better.
Right.
So I'm very interested to see what the actual final results are.
Yeah.
Because it just seems really cool.
Well, it just seems really cool, and I like the premise of like, you know, just like this world is basically like these pills make you see the whole world on like these rose-colored glasses, and then you stop taking the pills, and you kind of see what crap, you know, is actually going on. So, no, I'm super excited. Obviously, next week, hang in there, World of Warcraft fans, because you got a game coming out then. Hang in there. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff coming up. Trying to think what else is coming up. Monster Hunter Generations, Spider-Man. Apparently Nintendo Labo.
Well, the August 31st is on the console versions of
Divinity.
Divinity 2. Yeah. That was hailed as probably one of the best RPGs. It's like the new standard apparently on what they were saying. So, and they've actually the console version is going to be better than what the PC version was.
True.
Because of all the changes that they've made for it. So that's a day one for me. Divinity 2, but that's a couple weeks away.
Yeah, no, I hear you. There's a lot of stuff coming up. Obviously, August.
Spider-Man looks amazing.
Spider-Man.
I was on the fence.
Gold. Yeah.
So I was on the fence about it, but after everybody talking, it just sounds like it's going to be a really fun game.
Well, and I like how they kind of made it. You know, obviously, I'm not saying crossover, but I'm just saying like they made it kind of like Batman, Arkham style fighting is what I've been hearing. So
right.
If that's the truth, I mean, because
cool.
I love that style of fighting. I mean, they kind of transfer that over into Shadows of Mordor as well, as that style that, you know, multiple enemies around you and you kind of have to block and obviously take them on and you can do combos and things like that. But if that's the case, I mean, I like that style of fighting. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah.
But let's get right into it. There is quite a few stories we need to cover today. There was a beta that happened. We'll talk about that as well, for anybody that's excited for any Call of Duty fans out there. There's a story.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Before we start, I just wanted to thank you because my son is now desperately wanting one of those cabinets that you talked about.
Oh, the Arcade 1-Up cabinets. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is desperately. But can you go ahead and just throw it out there? Which cabinet is the one that has multiple games? Because he was looking online and he could find only ones that each only had one game in them.
No, I don't think you're looking at the right ones, though, because all the cabinets should have multiple games on them. Like I guess the only one I would be kind of curious about, though, is like the Street Fighter one, because that has multiple versions of Street Fighter on it. But then there's but then there's the Rampage one. Hold on, I'll pull it up right now actually, because Rampage has Gauntlet in it. It also has Defender and things like that. Hold on.
Didn't you get the Joust one? Which one?
I got the Rampage one. Yeah.
What is it?
I got Rampage.
Rampage, and that has Joust and something else.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah. And now, who are they by? 1-Up Arcade?
It's Arcade 1-Up. So if you want to visit their website, it's www.arcade1up.com. But the games that they have right now, they have an Asteroids one. That one has Lunar Lander, something else, Jump Fest, I believe. They have Centipede, Missile Command, Crystal Castles, and Multipede. The Rampage one has Gauntlet and Joust in it. The Street Fighter one, I know that one has just Street Fighter games, so it's like Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Super Street Fighter, and then like Super Street Fighter 2 Final Round. They also have another one, Final Flight 1944. So I mean, Ghost and Goblins. So they all have they're all multi-cades.
Okay, so, maybe.
Yeah.
So if Braden, when you go ahead and listen to this episode, take notes.
Sure. So, but they will be available, obviously, September. You can pre-order them now pretty much everywhere. GameStop, Walmart, FYE, apparently, and Bed Bath & Beyond, which is weird. They're coming soon to Bed Bath & Beyond. They're not available right now.
Well, I don't know if I'll have enough time.
Sure. I got you. I don't know. Explain that joke. I have no idea what you meant.
Old school
Oh, okay.
Movie,
Oh, Bed Bath & Beyond, right.
Yeah, we have a nice little Saturday plan.
I thought it was Home Depot. Yeah. It's like, well, maybe go to the Home Depot.
Maybe a little Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know if we'll have enough time.
I don't know if we'll have enough time. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Go further with your jokes. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
So that was good. But you can pre-order them now. They have been confirmed at $299. They also do have risers because they are smaller versions of the machine. They have risers and stools that will be available. They said at these corresponding stores as well. Available.
So they're not $199. They're $299.
$299. Well, the problem was that everybody thought they were $399 on the release, but they dropped that down to $299. So they are $299.
They're $299. $299, $9.95.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
now, are these? How tall are they? Are they like 4 feet or so, or like?
Yeah.
And do you have to build them?
Yes, they are pure. Like you will build every single part. They come with the console part, so they come with obviously the the LED or LCD TV that they're putting in them. You build it obviously comes with everything you need. It's like building an IKEA.
Right, you build the case.
Right,
like
correct.
The
it comes with
cabinet,
with everything you need. Honestly, the only thing you need is like a screwdriver because you build the cabinet together. You put in the the deck for the controllers, and then
all you need is a screwdriver and an electronics or engineering degree.
Go to the website because there's a video at the bottom of the website that shows you exactly what you're going to be doing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And to answer your question about the size, though, they're 3/4 scale. So they're actually 45 by 8. Oh, I'm sorry, 45 by 23 by 19 inches wide. So and they're about 63 pounds. So they're going to be
that's about 4 feet tall.
4 feet. Yeah. So they're going to be a lot smaller than obviously a full version of
But for the price you're getting multiple games.
Yeah.
For that price, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Plus, you're not lugging around a 300 to 400 pound machine, and you're not going to spend $2,000 on it. So, because I guarantee you, if you wanted to buy a brand new machine that was Rampage, Gauntlet, Defender, Multicade, arcade machine, oh god, you would probably shell out $1,500, $2,000 for it. Not kidding. Yeah. So,
I'm sorry I segued us, but I figured I'd just throw that out there because it was one of those things that it came up because of our last show. So
no, it's fine. I'm actually super excited to get mine. So I'm glad I have mine pre-ordered. I'll get mine at the end of September. But it'll be really cool because it'll be something I can tote around to Battlegrounds. So I think it's gonna be super awesome. Nice. But we'll get into the show now. Let's get into the news because there's a lot I want to talk about today. Probably too much. Probably. We'll see how it goes. But the first story I wanted to come up, and this was a story that just got announced yesterday, so that's why I was kind of saying I'm glad we waited till tonight to do the show. But more characters are coming to Tekken 7 as a part of the new season. Obviously, last season we saw Noctis and couple of other characters that I thought were really cool. But they're going to bring back original Tekken fighters, so veteran Tekken fighters, Anna Williams and Lei Wulong. I don't remember how to pronounce his name. Or Li Wulong. Sorry, Lee. But the biggest surprise is a totally new addition. I was surprised when they brought in Noctis. I thought that was interesting, but this totally blows that out of the water. But they announced, obviously, because Evo just got done, but they're going to bring in Negan from The Walking Dead.
I feel like he's going to get his ass handed to him.
I don't know. He's got the bat, though, and I mean, I'm sure he's a BA. Does he have? He's tough.
He's like a dude in like his late 40s, maybe even 50s.
Yeah, but he's
who just
tough,
beats
man.
People to death with a bat.
No, I mean he's scrapped it out with Rick quite a few times. I mean they've gotten into punching matches. I'm sure he could hold his own. So I'm guessing he's not going to be the quickest character in the book, but I'm sure he could hold his own. So, but I thought it was really cool. Apparently, obviously, let me see what they say here. I guess Nina. I guess Lee's been with the series since Tekken 2, and Tekken 7. With the return to Tekken 7, with his tiger, crane, leopard, snake, and dragon fighting styles. So he was in Tekken 2. Now he's coming back to Tekken 7. I guess they said that Anne is from. I'm trying to remember which one she was from. I can't find it. It's fine. But I think it's just really interesting though that they're bringing in Negan. So
that's weird, random.
Yeah, just a random,
weird random one, but whatever.
But I mean, it's to each his own. I think it's very cool. Fighting games are super, super big nowadays. Lately, I mean, they're just growing and growing and growing. Esports is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's exciting to kind of I love fighting games. I really do. I've always enjoyed them. But just to see, just to kind of get like the competitive part's always been there. But now it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, they're already talking, because I talked to the guy that actually knows the guy that does Combo Breaker. He's already talking about getting a bigger venue because they're outgrowing the one they have. And dear God, I can attest to that, because even Brian can attest to that, because when we went to Combo Breaker this year, I mean, shoving almost 10,000 people, in a very limited space. It's
intense. Yeah.
Well,
so much.
You smell some interesting smells. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, especially when you're talking about teenage boys that play video games. Oh God, guys. Here's the deal. Take a shower. That's all I gotta say.
Yep.
If you take a shower, wear some deodorant. I promise you, doesn't matter what you're into, guys, girls, whatever the case may be, you're gonna have a lot better luck. People don't like people who smell. That's all I'm gonna say.
No,
I learned that the hard way myself. I get it. Everybody wants to be independent. Just take a shower, though. It's gonna be
literally. There were signs everywhere at PAX that say, "Please make sure to shower."
Yeah.
Before you come each day.
Yeah.
Just like, you shouldn't have to have a sign that says that.
You'd think.
It should be common sense.
Right, you'd think.
It should be common sense. Make yourself smell nice. You're going to be bumping into thousands of people.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to be in a big area with a lot of people and it's going to get hot, shower, deodorant, try to...
be clean.
Just try. Just try. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. So, I don't know, maybe it's against your religion or something. I've never heard of a religion to where you can't shower.
That says you need to be smelly.
Right, exactly. I don't know. So, says no religion ever. Funny, I'm going to stop right there because I'm not going to talk about religion. But the other thing I want to talk about, obviously, fighting game-wise as well, probably the next couple of stories I'm going to talk about is pretty much fighting games. A lot of fighting games coming up that obviously everybody's super excited about. Next fighting game I'm talking about is obviously Super Smash Brothers. So, obviously, I did not realize this, but... once again, things were getting announced at, EVO. Nintendo announced it's going to broadcast a special Nintendo Direct presentation about the upcoming Smash Brothers game. Well, just Super Smash Bros. Coming up this Friday. Actually, I'm sorry, this Wednesday. I'm sorry, I apologize. This Wednesday, August 8th, it will begin at 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. So that would be 10 a.m. Eastern time, your time. But Nintendo's hasn't revealed how long the presentation is going to obviously last, but they were kind of secret about it, but they basically said, tune in this Wednesday. You can watch it on Nintendo's website. You can watch it probably on their Twitch site as well, but they're going to obviously probably bring more information about Super Smash Brothers. I would be surprised if they didn't announce a world tour with that.
Yeah.
Because they've already kind of hinted that they are going to put more backing into esports. I think this is going to be the game that they really kind of open the door on that. So
there was another really out of nowhere. I think it was only just recognized within the last day or two.
Yeah.
That has to do with Nintendo, and I think they're going to bring it up at the Direct as well.
True.
That there are not, it's not rumors, but that a new Bravely game is coming.
That'll be cool.
So the way that they announced the thank you for hitting the 1 million sales for Octopath Traveler, the characters, they had like an artist drawing of the characters all together, and the outline of all the characters was the fairy from the original Bravely default cover.
I get you.
And so they said that so it's either going to be some kind of tie-in or something, and I think they're going to be announcing that as well. So maybe. That's just one more little tidbit for the Nintendo Direct.
Well, and with Nintendo Direct too, it's always interesting because it's not just usually just one video game. They could talk about anything they wanted
jump
to.
around.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be a situation like that.
This is when they're going to tell us all about the Metroid Prime.
You only wish
trilogy.
Yeah, right. You'd be like, Mike,
just
are you watching?
It.
Are you watching right now?
I'm just going to keep. I'm going to keep saying it until I see it, because it's got to come, and they've got to announce it.
Well, if you hold out one hand and defecate in it, and then you hold out the other hand and wish that Metroid is going to come, we'll see which one holds up faster. Okay.
Yeah.
I could have been a lot crueler about that, but that's just the honest reality of that situation right now. I
can dream though, can't I?
Oh, of course. We talked about this in extent last week about how ridiculous this game's getting. There's one story, I don't want to say we missed, but there was a it was a story obviously that was really popular this week. And it goes right back into Fortnite. So I'm going to read it verbatim I'm going to read it verbatim of how this was written. It says, So, your kid sucks at Fortnite. As a parent, you have two options. Let them suffer the social consequences of being terrible at the world's hottest video game. Yeah, that's the right decision. Or pay for a Fortnite coach to teach your kid how to last longer than 2 minutes without dying in the Battle Royale. All right. So according to the Wall Street Journal, some parents are opting for the latter option. The newspaper talked to one parent who paid $50 for hours of online lessons, that is, for their 10-year-old son, and another who shells out around $120 for 6 hours of Fortnite tutoring per month for their 12-year-old son. A third parent also purchased 3 hours of lessons for their 10-year-old son for $45 and plans to buy more. I'm just going to say this right now to all the parents listening. My name is Michael Wolf. You can reach me at the Dads That Game radio podcast. I'm going to give you my email address here real quick, okay? Because I really want you to write this down. It's just Dads That Game podcast at gmail.com. I will tutor your kids in Fortnite. So please, just if you're looking for a tutor right now, my prices are very reasonable. If you need a tutor, though, please write me an email. I will make sure this works out, okay? Because I know how to last longer than 2 minutes in Fortnite. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I can go, at least 5 minutes. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, I can. I've made it to Final 2. I've beat I'm number 1 Royale many times. So. Well, yeah, I was just joking. I mean, I've come out really, really close to winning as well, but. Oh, I won. I know how to play. Well, I haven't played enough to actually get to the point where I would win. Right. If I spent more time with it, I probably at some point would get a win as well. But it's just how it's just like everything else in life. You know what? Let them get good or fail. I just want to know, like, are these just crazy rich? Get good or fail. Well, I'm just wondering, are these like just crazy rich parents that have nothing better to do with their money besides buy tutoring sessions for your kids? People that are spoiling their kids too much, right? Giving them everything. The kid whines, I'm not good. Okay, well, we'll make you get better. I'll pay someone who's really good to make you get better. No, that's not how life works. I will support you in a game that will bring you no. Here's the thing, though. Like I understand you can tutor somebody so far, but at a certain point, they got to be able to walk by themselves. Like if they're going to be a video game prodigy, like at some point, like you got to get there yourself. Yeah. Like if you want them to be a streamer, if you want them to be on a professional team, you got to do it on your own. You got to do it on your own. Have the goals and the drive for it. And you really got to. I mean, the people that are the best at these things, that are the best streamers or the most watched, they do the research. They know what they're doing. Well, they know what they're doing because they do the research. They practice constantly. Yeah. They understand the strategies. They research the strategies. And they love it. I mean, that's the thing. But that's the thing. What they do, and they're good at it. But I've never heard of athletes. Right, exactly. I've never heard of Ninja being like, hold on, I got my tutor online right now. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't happen. Either you're good or you're not. If you're not good at it, find something that's more suited for you. That's all I'm saying. Like, we're not all pro athletes. Yeah. We're not all CEOs of companies. Not everybody. That's not how life works. Well, so, I think it goes back to my favorite motivation. Well, it was a demotivational poster, but it's my favorite one. And it basically just has a box of fries, and it basically says, not everybody can be an astronaut. So that's my point. I understand, like, look, I get kids whining and things like that, but it's like, first of all, if your kid's whining about this, and you're whining about playing a video game, for God's sakes, find another video game. This isn't going to be your one. I'm sorry. So there's a lot of video games that I suck at. I play them for fun, but it's like I'm not out there trying to be something professional video gamer because it's just not going to happen for me. I've come to the realization for that. I don't ask my mom and dad for tutoring lessons on this. So I just thought it was very interesting. That's all I'm saying. So, yeah. And I lost you. Yeah, hello.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. You were just really quiet for a long time, and it scared me. I felt alone. I felt like I had to get a tutor.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably need one
to teach me Fortnite. So,
yeah.
But once again, like I said, it's just one of the most ridiculous things out there, and I get it's popular, I get it's fun, but it's really tutoring sessions. But email me, folks, if you want some tutoring sessions in Fortnite. I'm happy to oblige. Prices are $39.99 an hour, so cheaper than anything else you're going to get. But also, moving on to other video game related news that are really ridiculous. I'm gonna back up these stories, Will. So I'm gonna talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 4, but then I also want to talk about the player, that actually made a very interesting decision regarding Call of Duty. And then we'll finish with everything else. So obviously Call of Duty Black Ops 4, exclusive beta, private beta was out this weekend. Friday through Sunday. So if you pre-ordered the PlayStation 4 version of Black Ops 4, you were able to play it. I've heard hit or miss. So I've heard that people are liking that it's back to boots on the ground. There's no jetpacks, no wall runs, or thrusting. It's back to a 3-lane system. The health system has been reworked. So basically everybody has 150 health, so it makes the fights longer. However, the abilities. I've heard that per the medic, there's overhealing. Apparently if you're the medic, you can boost your health up to 300 and your team up to like 250. You give them another 100. There's armor plates that make sniping almost impossible sometimes. There's barbed wire that traps up people and makes it easier for, obviously, to get caught. There's walls you can build so you can entrap people. There's insertion beacons that you can insert a beacon and then you can team spawn together up behind opponents. These are the biggest complaints I've heard, is that basically a lot of the abilities are super unfair. I don't know if these are going to be balanced before, game day come October. But
they're usually good about that stuff, though.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of complaints about it, though. So I think honestly, I feel like this is the MO of Call of Duty, though. It's like they put in, it's like they really try at the game, and then there's just always something to hate about it. So it's like a love-hate relationship. The other big complaint, obviously, that, people are saying, obviously, it's $60 for a multiplayer game. It's no there's no single player anymore. And they're really trying to put a lot in the Battle Royale mode, which is yet to be seen, because they've only been able to play, multiplayer maps so far. I don't know. I mean, I know you don't play Call of Duty, but to me, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I can honestly say, I understand not having the single player. Fine. But to me, if you don't have a single player game to it, knock off $10.
Right.
Or $20, depending on how many multiplayer you put on there. Or give me an incentive for not having a single player. Is there going to be DLC? Is there going to be more stuff that's going to be put in here? I mean, Activision is not really... Activision Treyarch is not really, they're not really known for hiding the DLC around there. So I'm guessing there probably will be DLC, or there are going to be more maps along the way. I mean, I have no idea. I have no idea what we're getting into as of yet, because there's only, one mode available, and that's, Team Deathmatch. I think there's other modes, actually, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but I know from everybody that I've talked to, reviews that I've read on the beta, this is the problem still, is the abilities. So it can, they're really not sure how it's going to be abused at this point, but they're Call of Duty players, so for the love of God, they're going to abuse these abilities, which I thought was kind of funny. So, but we'll obviously make your own opinion about that. But I'm going to play the beta this coming weekend. They're opening the beta to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The week after that, it'll be on PC. So I'm going to try the open beta. I'll see if I like it. I don't know. I've kind of given up on Call of Duty games, though. I've kind of moved over to Battlefield. So I just feel like Battlefield has the better game. So my opinion.
I just don't play any of them.
I understand. I like Battlefield. It's still fun to me. It's fun to be a soldier sometimes and pretend to shoot people.
No, I mean, they look cool. Yeah. It's just not for me.
No, I get you. That's all right. But the story I wanted to tie in with this though is look. I'm gonna disclaim. Throw out a disclaimer. I don't know this person's relationship. I just know this is what he said. Okay. So I don't know if it was a bad relationship and they fought all the time and then they made beautiful, passionate love together. It was one of those relationships. I don't know. I just know this is what happened. So a pro Call of Duty player dumped his model girlfriend, and she is beautiful, by the way. Like, I looked at a picture.
Yep.
Absolutely stunning.
Very, very attractive.
Stunning. Yep. Yeah. But obviously gamers have largely been viewed as basically scrawny or fat nerds who sit in dark rooms, waste, their lonely lives away. And of course, that's obviously just a stereotype. And popular Call of Duty YouTuber Doug Martin, aka FaZe Censor, proved that much a few years ago. The YouTuber, known for his Call of Duty skills, began dating the illustrious Yanette Garcia, an infamous weather woman from Mexico, who went viral for the fact that she is just, very well endowed. We'll just say that. On her backside, that is. So the relationship has been very public. The two have been flaunted, each other on and off of social media, and Martin himself featured her heavily in his YouTube videos. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. The two were his kids, they would say, hashtag relationship goals. But sometimes things don't always work out. Martin took to his YouTube channel to announce that he and Yanette Garcia were splitting up, and while we usually don't cover relationships, obviously, the reasoning behind the breakup is incredibly interesting. As you guys already can kind of tell by the tone of my voice here, and kind of what I've said already, the reasoning behind the breakup is incredibly kind of just weird. And this is just what he stated. He basically stated, "We started seeing each other 3 years ago. I flew all the way out to Mexico to meet this girl. I thought she was beautiful. I wanted to know more about this girl. We ended up dating each other, and then we ended up getting into a relationship with each other, and then we ended up moving in together in New York. We had a great time in the apartment for the year and a half, and we had so many great memories, so many bad memories. Highs and lows is basically what it said." And then he dropped the bomb. He said, the reason the relationship fell apart was he wanted to focus more on Call of Duty, and he could not dedicate the time to her. Okay, so he's being honest. Okay, fine. But he basically said, for me to manage being a professional Call of Duty player, being in a gym, shark athlete, being a YouTuber, making videos, playing Call of Duty full time, and taking care of 2 dogs. Oh God, dogs. Having a house and going through renovations, and then also having a girlfriend. He said, I had to pick my poison of what I wanted to spend time on focus on. There's only 24 hours a day, 24 hours in the day. I didn't have time to do everything I needed to do. She just wants to be an actress. I want to be an actor. I want to win a Call of Duty Award championship. Chase your dreams. Life is too short. His quote, verbatim. I'm not going to judge him because obviously he's very successful. He was dating a supermodel. It's just interesting to see someone basically be like, "Hey, babe, sorry, hit the road because I got to, focus on this Call of Duty award.
Gotta play some video games.
I got to play some video games."
Yeah.
I get it, but here's the deal. Like, I've been in that situation before. Because I used to be,
really?
Oh yeah, big time. Not the supermodel part, even though my wife is.
Okay.
Well, she's not a supermodel. My wife is stunning. She's very beautiful, and she got my eye.
Okay,
I've loved her
sure.
probably the first week that. Well, the first week that we dated her, we dated each other. That is, I told her by the end of the week I loved her because I just knew. I just knew.
Yeah.
And she proves that to me every single day that I made the right choice. However, when I was dating my wife, I used to play World of Warcraft nonstop.
Yep.
She told me one night, she's like, "I'm not going to keep on coming over here and watch you play World of Warcraft and you ignore me." She said, "You can either choose me or World of Warcraft." And I chose her because I just knew.
Good.
I knew that she was going to be the one for me.
Yep.
Funny story. I've always known Well, it's really stupid, and obviously I'm straying away from the point here. But I always told myself, because I obviously when you're a man and you try to pursue women, not creepily, obviously, but you know how guys always show up on women's porches and their doorsteps and trying to do, serenade them or be very romantic. I always told myself, I said, you know what? I said, the day that a woman shows up on my doorstep and pursues me, I said, that's going to be the woman that I marry. And my wife did that. Because I remember one night we had a fight, and she was very worried that she was going to lose me, and she showed up on my doorstep the next day, and she says, I choose you. And I'm getting teary-eyed, I'm sorry. But I knew at that point I was going to marry her. I just knew at that point I was going to marry her. So, and then we've been married for 8 years now. So, now I love her more today than I've ever loved her before. Love you, babe.
Cool.
But it's just very interesting to see that this kid is choosing Call of Duty over a supermodel.
Yeah.
For one.
But remember, just because she's really hot and all of that does not make a good person.
Correct.
You never know.
She could have
behind the
right. She could have a horrible personality. So, I mean, she could be into just crazy things that he's not obviously divulging. Right. Like she could, like he has 2 dogs. Maybe she likes to kill puppies. I don't know. I'm not.
Or maybe she's really cool and he's the one that's not. I mean, you never know.
Like, I just don't know. We don't know the relationship. I just think it's weird to say that, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing to come up.
But I mean, like
for just all around. That's
but I mean, because I know a ton of cool gamers, and obviously they're not nerds and overweight and super, in the basement, like, hey, Mom, I need another Hot Pocket. Like the South Park, conveyed all the World of Warcraft players were. They're not. There's a lot of attractive guys out there. A lot of beautiful women out there, too, that play video games. It's just fun for us. But I just think it's funny that just to hear it, like he's got, like a plethora of options. And maybe he does.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, average guys like me or you, if a supermodel came along and she was amazing, I'm pretty sure I would give up video gaming for her. But...
yeah. I think that, that would be what would happen.
Priorities, I guess.
Yeah.
So I wish him the best of luck. Like I said, it was just a very interesting story to hear, like, some guys like, I dumped I dumped a model for Call of Duty. All right. So,
ridiculous.
I'm hoping he sounds like Matthew McConaughey, even though he doesn't. All right. Yeah, like I said, it was just interesting. But moving on, obviously, these are the last couple stories we'll cover today, and then we're going to get out of here. But also, another interesting game that I thought was really, really... Well, I wasn't expecting this at E3, but I'm glad it's happening. But Doom Eternal, obviously, is being made. The gameplay premiere will reveal this Friday, August 10th at 2 p.m., Eastern Standard Time. So check Doom's page for that. I'm sure it's going to be on Bethesda and everything like that. So make sure you tune into their Twitter, support them. This is a rumor right now. I cannot confirm it, but people are already talking about this like it's already confirmed. Nintendo has said nothing. But it is rumored right now that this holiday season, Nintendo Entertainment will be bringing you the Nintendo 64 Classic. This is my weekly topic I want to talk with you guys about. If this does happen, if it does come out holiday, what games do you want to see on it?
I don't.
Well, here's the thing. Like, there's a lot of cool games on there still. I'm thinking like GoldenEye, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Conkers. God. Conkers.
My dilemma is that the N64 was groundbreaking at the time, but unlike when you look at the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo, those games on those systems hold up because the graphics at the time
we've had this argument. We've had this argument before. But we really have. And I know
the N64, watching those games play now, it's like you can't use the rose-tinted glasses. A lot of them look terrible.
A lot of them, yes, but there's a lot of them out there that did not, though. So, because I would still say like Mario 64 still holds up, even though it's kind of blocky. Because I mean, obviously, like you can say the same thing about like our Mario RPG, and they put that on the Super Nintendo Classic. Still fun. Obviously they had Mario Kart 64, which I would say still kind of looks blocky, but it still holds up. Conkers, God, where the hell am I getting that? Conkers Bad Fur Day. He was a squirrel.
Yeah. I loved Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Get
loved
over
it. Loved that.
I don't know why I have such a dirty mind right now. Cockers. Woo.
And I mean, obviously, Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. There. I mean, I just think, like, honestly, if they made it, like, I think it would do okay. Like, I do.
I think it would do okay, but I don't think it would do as well as the Super Nintendo. I think the Super Nintendo is probably the most popular one.
Yeah. Well, it did fly off the shelves, and obviously they just re-released the NES Classic,
the original,
yeah, and that's doing well. I mean, obviously the first time that it came around, the reason it was so popular is because there were so few of them, so it was hard to gauge on exactly the popularity of it because people were just trying to get one. I don't know. Like I said, I just think I agree with you. I think like that was the teenage years of video games. Like I feel like this is the acne-ridden, voice-changing, time of video games. But I've also talked to other people who were like, I think it would be amazing because I remember, me and my roommates or me and my, when I was in college.
GoldenEye was
we used to play GoldenEye, up until 2 o'clock in the morning. We used to play Mario Kart. We used to do this. We used to do that. The controller was amazing. I think it would do well. I really do.
I still can remember sneaking around and just like loading every hallway that I backed out of with proximity mines.
Yeah.
Just waiting for people to run into there and blowing up. Most of the times killing me too, but still, it was fun.
But I mean, I'll pull it up here. I mean, there was just so many good games.
Isn't there Star Fox on there too?
Yeah, Star Fox 64. Yeah,
that one was cool. I mean, I remember where I was when I got my N64. We just sat in my apartment in Boston, and me and Trevor, who now lives upstairs from me, we sat there and we played Mario, and we're just like dumbfounded by the way it looked because you'd never seen 3D environments like that, really.
Right. Well, I get what you're saying too, but I mean, just some of the games. I mean, listen to the list. I mean, you had Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, that was amazing. Star Fox 64.
Perfect Dark was cool. Yep.
Zelda, Mask of Majora. Paper Mario, that was the introduction of that. Super Smash Brothers, that was the introduction of that. Turok, which I would say is probably still amazing. Mario Party, which was the introduction of that. I mean, there was a lot of stuff. Yoshi Story 64, Bomberman 64. I mean, there's just a lot. Mario, I mean, there's just a lot of Mario games. Mario Party 3, that was kind of when they started that whole let's do a Mario Party thing every year. There was what was the snowboarding game?
SSX?
No, 1080. That was it. 1080 snowboarding.
Oh, 1080.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
SSX
and then that
was on the on PlayStation.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, this too was like the introduction of the Rumble Pack. A lot of people don't realize that Nintendo was actually one of the first ones that ever did the rumble in the controller.
Yep.
So, and it was, something sold separately that you popped into the bottom of, your N64 controller, and then your controller would vibrate. So,
I remember that.
Like I said, I cannot confirm this, but I would love to hear from you guys. So if you guys are listening, please email us. You can find all our information. Just go to noobsandpros.com, click on the link that says Dad's the Game, find our email address or Twitter page or whatever. Leave us a message anywhere. I would love to know, like, if this does get made, what would be your top 5 games that you would want to see on it? So,
what about a tiny little GameCube? Like a tiny little GameCube.
I don't know. I think that's going to be the next step is GameCube Classic.
Yeah.
So
tiny little GameCube that look like the size of like a Rubik's Cube.
Right. I'm guessing that's probably going to be the next one. So we'll find out. I love GameCube too. GameCube was amazing. They had a lot of great games on there.
Yeah, they did.
But the last story I want to go over today is that for all of those who loved Mass Effect and Dragon Age, I want to let you know.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I just want to let you know those games are not dead. So basically, BioWare's head honcho right now, Casey Hudson, talked a lot about the studio's new co-op shooter IP. Obviously at E3, Anthem. They're really excited for that. I've been hearing a lot of good development about it. We'll see what happens. But after thanking the fans for the support and enthusiasm, Hudson explained how the team are striving to imbue narrative agency into the game's multiplayer environment. The explanation is brief, but he promised more answers down the road, particularly at their PAX panel in Seattle later this month. However, buried near the bottom of the update was a rather interesting little paragraph. It said, after a brief mention of some exciting new features and updates coming to Star Wars The Old Republic, Hudson stated the following, and yes, we hear loud and clear the interest in BioWare doing more Dragon Age and Mass Effect. So rest assured that we have some teams hidden away working on some secret stuff that I think you're really going to like. We're not ready to talk about it right now or in a little while. We've known some time, obviously, that Dragon Age, a Dragon Age title is on the way. We've talked about that before, rumors of that. Mm-hmm. But it's exciting to hear that they're not going to kill these series. Like, I honestly thought, like, after the Mass Effect, they were done, and it kind of sounded that way. But yeah, I love Mass Effect, up to 3, and then fell apart in the last one. I feel like that what they're going to do is they're going to come back swinging, and they're going to deliver something amazing. I really hope so. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's good news for all. I mean, because I would say Dragon Age and Mass Effect are probably some of my favorite RPGs out there.
Two of the best franchises.
Yeah, some of the best franchises ever played. Yeah, I just love them. So I'm really happy to hear that they're not dead. So, but that's all I had for you this week. I'm glad. Glad we got through everything. I was kind of worried there for a minute. Also, we have like 20 seconds. We support the Horde. That's all I gotta say. There was a story about, obviously, World of Warcraft players taking off their shoulder blades in protest of what was it, Sylvanas torching the world tree.
She burned Darnassus.
Yeah, she burned the world tree. Yeah. So, and a lot of people are really upset. So they protested by removing their shoulder pads. So very interesting.
They're standing with Saurfang. So good for everybody.
We'll talk about it more. We'll talk about it more next week, because obviously World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth is coming out on the 14th, so get ready for that. We'll talk more stories coming up here. But we got to get out of here. That is all the time we had. So thank you for listening. Make sure you check us out Thursday nights, Podcast Radio Network. Support them, Crikey app, TuneIn app, rewind the show if you want to know where to find those at. But we love you, and we will see you next week. Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Dads That Game radio podcast. Email us your questions and hate mail to dadsthatgamepodcast@gmail.com.